Hello. Now, after learning through basics of ladder programming, we'll just try to understand how to start with the first basic program. So, what we have is that we're having a very simple example of two switches here. We are having here and two open switches which is connected to this coil. We are having a battery which provides supply to this coils here. Now, thing is that by using this connection, we need to activate this coil. So how can we activate this coil? Obviously we need to close these two switches here, SW1 and SW2, right? So how can we present this simple example in case of an ladder logic diagram? So what we do is that first of all we will draw and two vertical lines here. This is the left one and this is the right one. On the left one, first we will draw an horizontal line. Now in this horizontal line, we will try to place here the number of switches here. So what we do is that we always place input to the left hand side and the output to the right hand side. So what inputs we have? We are having two switches, SW1 and SW2. So as you can see here, both of them are normally open circuit. Look at this SW1 and SW2. So here we know that for normally open, symbol is like this, right? Then what we have is that here we are having an output. Here output can be bulb also, it can be fan also, it can be anything. So whatever is the output, that output we need to connect here by using this circular symbol, right? So we are having two inputs and output. Now how do we connect that? Let's say we always start with the programming from left to right. So first of all, if we close this switch, what will happen is that this thing will get closed. So now supply will move from this point till this point. Then as soon as if we close this part here, what will happen is that supply will get from up to this point, and now it will pass through this coil, and we will get an output of a coil here. So the simplest example of an ladder logic diagram here, right? How does this connection looks like? Now at the left hand side I have shown here one image here. This is not exactly a same type here, they are different, but just for understanding we have placed here. So look here how connections are being made here. If you are talking about this example in here, then we will have to add here one more connection here to the X2 here. So we can see here X1 and X2, nothing but here SW1 and SW2, and this is the output here. So in this way they are connected, where we can see here line L1 and line L2, same way that indicates this two vertical lines, L1 here and L2 here, right? And we can look at this example here of this logic diagram. This vertical line, this vertical line, this is the X1, this is the Y1. So in this way we start with the programming part. Now let's focus on the next example. Now here we are having an actual case example here. So first we will try to describe the problem here, then we will go into the next part. So what is our problem statement here? What we have is that we are having here an tank. Now in this tank we have placed here two sensors. This is called as the low level sensor and high level sensor. And in this tank we have to fill here an liquid. Now the condition is that if the liquid level is below this low level sensor, then our motor should start pumping liquid into this tank here. So it will keep on pumping the liquid here till it reaches this high level sensor. So as soon as it reaches this high level sensor, then our motor should stop, right? So in short is what we need to run the motor when the liquid level is below this low level sensor. It should keep on till it achieves this high level sensor. Then if it reach high level sensor, then motor should turn off. Then the liquid will keep on drained off from here until it gets below this low level sensor, and then it should again reverse the cycle. So if we look at here, what we need to talk about the input and the output. So if you look at the input here, there are two inputs here, the high level sensor and low level sensor. And what is the output here? The output here is a motor which pumps the liquid in here. So I will try to build a logic as per that. So here we can see here we have shown here an example of the logic diagram. Now don't get confused with the terms here. What is the meaning of 0, 001, 1000? What is being mentioned here? What exactly is that? Okay, we'll first try to understand that. Let's just discuss here what are the inputs and outputs here. If you look at the input here, the input here is that low level sensor and sensor. Now the low level sensor is being shown by this symbols here, 0000. This one is 00001. Now what is this? This is actually its address here. Now what do you mean by address? Address means what? If you remember our the basic PLC overview here, you will remember that as when X1, X2, X3 was given there. So those connector points, they are addressed as an address numbers, address points. So it is easier for PLC to remember in the numerical form, right? So those are just address field here. That's why it is written as in terms of 0 here, in terms of 1 here, 0500 here, 1000 here. So all they are represented differently. That is nothing but the connector points, right? So what we have, we are having here inputs, here we are having an output. Now the output here, look here, we are having here motor, which is given as M symbol 0500, and then we are having here a relay. Now this is the additional part which we have shown here. We will discuss here what is the use of relay in here. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the diagram. Now whatever is in the diagram mentioned here, we will try to explain that diagram in justification with the solution we require. So let's start here. Now what we have is that we are having here two inputs. This is the first input, this is the second input. Now both the inputs, they are connected here. After the input, here we have shown here an output, and that output is nothing but it is shown as an symbol C here. Now what does C stands for? C stands for the relay coil. It is being given by symbol 1000, 1 3 times 0, right? Now if we look at here, at this rung here, we have also shown here a normally open circuit, but it is also shown by a C symbol. And look at the address here. Now this address of 1000 and 1000, they are all in the same. If you look at the third rung line here, you can see here same kind of an open circuit is being shown here, and it is having the same address here, 1000. So if we look it down here, this one and this one, they're having a same address, but difference here is that here they are shown here as an open contact, here it is shown as an output. So what relation does it have, that we will discuss here. And at the end we are having here an motor, right? So we need to understand here is that first we will discuss this, what is the connection in between here. Now try to understand that in the PLC what we have is that we are having here an relay coil. Now relay coil is something which gets activated when the supply is being made to it. It acts as a switch. For a better understanding, I will suggest that you try to understand what do you mean by the relay coils here. So what does this coil does is that, let's say for example, if we start from here, when in the initial condition, when both the circuits are open, right, what will happen is that there will be no kind of a connection here into this relay coil, right? But when we made the close connection here, this coil will get energized. So a better way, we will try to explain it one by one. So we are having here this figure here, just try to understand. Now look at the address here, they are being shown here in terms of true and false. What does true and false here means that, now if we look here in the initial condition, right now it is in false condition because there is no connection. If I close this one, it becomes a true form. Okay, similarly here we have mentioned here in the true and false form. So we will try to understand here step by step. So let's start with the first discussion. Okay. Now if you look here, the liquid of the level here in the initial condition, let's say what, when the liquid of the level is below this low level sensor. Now what happens that when the liquid is below the low level sensor, both the high level and the low level sensor will act as a case of a true. So if we see here, this will get close, this will get close. So what we get here, true and true. So if both of them become true, what will happen is that the supply will move from left to right into the output here. So output will also get an true here. Now here we will discuss here what is the connection in between this 1000 and this part. So what happens is that this relay coil here, see, when this become energized, there is connection in between this C coil and this one. There's connection between this one and this one. So what will happen is that when this thing will become energized, at the same time we will get a true value here, or in the same time this open switch will become a closed switch. When this become energized, this will be also become a closed switch. So what is happening is that when the level of liquid is here below the low level sensor, both the low level sensor becomes and both the high level and low level sensor, it becomes an true values. It makes the output as a true, and in the same case what happens, this true gets activated here also and true gets activated here also. So this will also become true. And let's see here what is being connected to this 1000 ID. It is being connected to an output motor. So if it becomes true, then this also becomes true. So that's why our motor will start running. Right. Now once we get this information, what will happen is that now if motor will start running, the level of liquid will start moving in the upward direction. Now when it happens that, what happens is that, look at this low level sensor. As level of liquid is above it, it will become false. But the condition is that our motor should be still running, right? That's why there is the use of this kind of an connection here. So what happened is that if you look at the previous case here, as this relay coil becomes true here, it also activates this switch here. So what is happening is that the connection is being flown here, not only along this line, but is also moving along this line. So even if this gets false here, what happens is that the supply is being made through this coil. So we get a continuous supply here, and if this coil is true here, also this will be also true, and hence our motor will also run here. So in this case, even this thing becomes here off, still our motor is running. Now in the next case what happens, look here, now in this case what happens, the level of liquid is now above this high level sensor. Now our condition is that in that specific case what should happen is that in that case our motor should turn off. So as you can see here, both of this becomes false. This was false initially only, now this thing has become false. So if this thing becomes false, then what will happen is that this our coils will get deactivated, it will not get energized. So in this case this will also become false and this will also become false, and in the outer case our output becomes false. So whenever the liquid rises above the high level sensor, our motor now stops here. Now then what happens after that? After that, now when the motor stops and where the liquid is getting drained out, the level of the liquid will start rising. It will drop down below here. So when it drops down below, what will happen is that our high level sensor will get activated. So this will become true here. But if you see here, even if this thing becomes true here, this thing is still false because level of the liquid is above this low level sensor. So in that case, this relay coil will not get activated, and if this is not activated, our motor is also not activated. So whatever the purpose we require here is, it is getting fulfilled here. So this was the simple example of an ladder logic diagram along with the numerical.